Chase, somehow
Yes.
we've done this again.
Let's hang on. Let's not rewrite history here. I continue to play Destiny 2 because I'm me.
Yeah.
I specifically told you not to play this game.
Listen,
And yet, here you fucking are.
I'm back in. God damn it. Got my warlock
Nobody
here.
asked you to.
Johnny did.
He did not.
He did. You did when you made a beautiful quick look with us. Hey everybody, I'm Bobby. This is Chase. Welcome to the Casual Hour. What the hell has Chase? Nothing good, Jiggy. I'll tell you that much right now.
Hey, you listen to me. I did nothing. I did nothing to encourage us. In fact, go and watch the quick look. I told the man, don't do it. This
That's
isn't
fair.
the expansion for you.
It's fair. You did say that.
Here he is.
And yet somehow Palpatine has returned. It's me. I'm a Palpatine.
I'm angry that he's. I mean, I'm happy that he's here, but I also am angry that he's here.
If anybody is new out there in Watcher Land, Chase and I have a long history of Destiny. It's actually what we bonded over. And Chase is very good at Destiny. He is painfully addicted to Destiny. I broke free. I broke the chains and I put them right back on because Destiny feels good still. I think that this story stuff is pretty dumb, but I do think the new subclass is cool, and we're going to continue.
It is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. So we're going to get through the campaign. I don't know how much further I've got to go on it. We're going to do some of that stuff tonight. We might run a strike, but if you're new here, this is a Casual Monday stream, which means that we're playing a game that we traditionally don't or a type of game we traditionally don't play. Usually we're doing like a turn-based. This is more like a Friday night game, I would say, in the spirit of what those games are.
Destiny's the most turn-based game there is. There's so many turns.
There's a lot of turns, a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah, you can make turns every second if you want.
It's still weird. Like trying to get this to work with the whole streaming setup because we use OBS. I typically run stuff in full screen and just capture the gameplay. It's really, I think it's the anti-cheat shit they got on here, but I think we're working fine. Jiggy, friend of the show out there, been on the show. We look okay for you. Everything looks smooth and pretty and bright.
I'll say everything's great on my PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah. Oh, Chase, I've been playing a lot of shit this week. I'm excited for the podcast this week. We got some good stuff to talk about.
Well, that's good because I've been playing nothing.
You've been watching baseball.
I've been watching baseball. I've been watching basketball. I've been playing this game. That's it. Those are the things I've been doing.
Been eating some junk food, as they say. Oh shit. I love mouse and keyboard for everything on this game except for the fucking sparrow, man.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
It's fine. You just use the mouse for most of it. Awesome, Jiggy. Jiggy, what about you, man? How you been holding up? Anything new that you're checking out? We're gonna shoot some things. I was thinking about switching up my key bindings. I saw somebody online that had recommended using the mouse scroll wheel up to be a reload. I thought that kind of sounded nice, but ours not terrible either. This campaign's been a little weak, Chase.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna deny that. Jiggy, I saw your dual VCR on Twitter. Did that thing work?
I don't know if we need to fuck with these guys or not, but I'm still fucking with them.
I just need kills for bounties and stuff, so
that's fine.
I don't mind fucking with them.
Yeah, dual VCR. What's the plans there? What do you got going on with that thing?
It's gonna splice some tape.
Oh, okay.
I mean, isn't that what you usually do with a dual VCR?
I think so. I've been seeing some people do some cool shit with like playing an old VHS and then recording their screen and like running that into a machine, and they get some really trippy fucking effects. It looks very cool. I was wondering why everything felt very strange on my mouse. The DPI there's 2 buttons on my mouse. I can change the DPI, and it got bumped to like a very high rate. And I was like, whoa, shit. Jiggy, we need to have a serious chat, the 3 of us. We need to start hammering out some retro quick looks. We've been talking about this for too long. It's time that we put some action behind our intent.
I mean, yeah, I could load up anything on the Analog Pocket.
Totally. I really want to do the front mission quick look with him.
Yeah. I would like someone else to play that game that's not me.
That's what I'm saying. We can have him hang out and check it out.
Yeah, I don't want to hang out. I want him to do it for us.
Yes, Jiggy, I'll do all the editing. You do all the talking.
Is this where we're supposed to go?
Something about moving targets now? Or moving grapple? Oh, up here. I think we go up this side.
Yeah, I just don't have grapple equipped, so... Just wondering if there's another way to get up there. I could just put on grapple.
Get that Spider-Man look going, man.
Yeah, but I like making stuff pop in the air.
I can understand that. I like blowing people up with the strand. It's fucking fun.
Strand is it's fun
Fun
thing to use.
It's the fun. I don't know if it's the best subclass. It's certainly the oh shit, that got blown up by a ship. I think it's the funnest one for sure.
Where'd you go? There you are. Oops, let's grab.
What sword are you using?
I don't. This is jeez. This is fuck. This is called The Other Half. It's from
the Destiny or the Halo one, right?
Halo stuff, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not a good thing to do here. That wipe was not intended. Thank you. We deserve that.
Sorry for yourself?
Yeah,
well, you should be, because you are dirt. You make me sick, you big baby.
All right.
I won't let that ship get me this time. Piece of ship. Chase, we watched Something About Mary tonight.
Yeah. And what was about Mary?
Well, there's a lot. There's still some very funny parts in that. I think overall, compared to other things from that time period that we've gone back to, it holds up. It holds up all right.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen it. I mean, I know some of the famous scenes from it, but
yeah, it's a very clippable movie from that time period.
Yeah.
Can I clip this ship?
I mean, you can grapple onto it, yeah, but
Oh yeah, that did not
maybe
now.
not fall off the side like that.
Now. It is a movie. It's fine. I remember being a middle schooler thinking it was hysterical, and certainly not thinking it's as funny now, but I definitely laughed out loud at a few parts, but not as much as I used to. Sarah and I have been really going through a lot of older things, trying to see if the test of time has been kind to them or not. This is a fun thing that we realized in watching it, though. That's the one that has like the very intentional "Fill Me Up, Buttercup" credit sequence.
Yeah.
God, I'm not going to make it. Anyway, sorry, I was trying to grapple over there and realized I was not going to make that. That movie came out in 1998. Mm-hmm. And the song "Fill Me Up, Buttercup" came out in 1960.
Is it fill me up or is it build me up? Isn't it build me up?
Well, I do. Build me up. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anywho, Stranger Things using Metallica this year is actually older than what that
weird.
song
Don't
was.
Don't say that.
In the credits of There's Something About Mary.
It's not good.
It was not good at all. What are we doing here?
Oh, well, I was trying to wait for my grapple grenade to
Yes.
recharge so I could get upstairs because we need to just go up.
Okay. I am not very good at grappling. I'm going to call that out right now.
I would say usually you want to try grappling higher than where you think you should go.
Good to know. Good to know. I'm seeing that now.
And also make sure you're holding the button when you
Hold
do
it?
the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah. I think if you tap, no, I guess it works just if you tap. I've found more success in just holding it, but you can do whatever.
Okay.
I can come back down. To
I'm up in 5 seconds, dude. It's fine.
Okay.
All good. Oh, come on. That was cheap. Made it. God, it's so funny watching them just dangle up there.
It's pretty great. It's kind of busted. Oops. I guess we're supposed to be on the other side of that wall.
We're all here now.
Oh, Tormentor.
What is it?
The Tormentor, the new enemy type.
Yeah, I don't like them.
That's fair.
I mean, it's cool to have a new enemy type. I just think they're kind of an asshole.
They definitely are. They absolutely are assholes.
God, he hits hard too.
Now he's dead.
He's very dead. What are they supposed to be, actually?
So those you learn, maybe you learn this in like lore stuff, but you definitely learn it in the new raid. They are not clones exactly, but they're like shades of Nezarek.
Oh,
You
really?
heard of Nezarek?
Yeah. Nezrak sends the gun on here too, right?
That is a helmet.
Helmet,
Nezarek's
yeah.
For the warlocks, but there's Nezarek's Whisper is a glaive
Yep.
that they added a handful of seasons ago. So yeah, he's also the boss of the new raid.
Nezrak is?
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Yeah, he's kind of a cool touch. That raid, I have not completed it yet. I've not been in it yet, but it does seem to have one. It seems like it's easy. From
Oh,
what
really?
People are saying. Yeah, I mean, not something you could solo or do in a small group. You still need 6 people, but
Yeah.
just that it's not. People were doing the day one contest mode, and they were completing it quite easily. Like that it was not an issue. People were using all sorts of different guns to kill Nezarek, and usually on those day one raids, you have to use your best builds to be able to get through that kind of stuff. So that led to a little bit of grumbling of, the game's too easy now.
Oh, I thought they were supposed to make it harder.
Exactly, that's what people were saying. I thought they were putting the challenge back to Destiny. And I think it's that there is challenge in the game. In fact, I think there are places where the challenge might have been ramped up a little too much. But
Yeah.
for the raid specifically, it seems, I think they just wanted people to experience this.
Sure.
And so they they maybe intentionally made it a little bit easier so people could experience more of it. So Bobby, this as you might see, this is going to be a little Hammer of Dawny.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Little Gears of War action going on here.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not cool seeing all these orbs and not being able to use them. Yes, Jiggy, lore. The lore. Do it for the lore. Where is the other one of those Hammer-Dons at?
I think I messed it up, so I don't. We should get another one here at some point.
Okay. I'm gonna go save a Private Ryan on this tank.
We could probably kill it.
Oh, I think so.
Just ourselves, yeah.
Oh, nope, it got me. It got me
Wow.
good. Oh, fuck.
Maybe you can't do it. But...
This thing blew me halfway to hell. Shit.
That'll work. So this is a big, this is a big wave-based thing.
Remember your training.
This goes on for quite a while.
Gotcha. They've stretched out a lot of the stuff on this. Like some of these fights, the campaign missions, I'm just like, all right, wrap it up.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think a lot of this does seem to take a good amount of time. And yet, they don't seem to say a whole lot.
Chase, I have a question for you, and Jiggy, I'll extend this
Yeah.
one out to you as well. I've been thinking about this today.
What do you got?
I've been reading a lot of praise for the Resident Evil 4 remake, and I will say that playing that demo was really cool. Like it's very effective at what it sets out to do, and I think it looks good. But my question to you is, what game? You have one game that you can remake. Which one is it?
Man, I'm not honestly the biggest remake guy in general.
I'm not
so-
either. So we're gonna talk about that after this, but it could even be just something from a preservation standpoint. Like, I want this game to be playable forever because it deserves to be played, and it's harder and harder
Yeah.
to do that. So it can even be like that could be your
mean,
filter.
I guess my answer in
Yes, Jiggy,
in
one
that-
game. Oh, okay.
In that one, I guess I might say Golden Sun,
Okay.
because we've only gotten that GBA one, which I like that GBA one, but also it's not. When we have gotten it to other systems, those graphics don't translate nearly as well to larger screens. So as much as I really love that game, I find it kind of hard to go back to unless I'm playing it on original hardware or like an analog pocket or something.
Sure. It's fair.
So that'd be-
Jiggy
that'd
says
be-
Pong.
Isn't there like any tennis game?
Yeah.
It's basically just Pong, right?
I don't know if it really needs it, but I've seen enough of the Unreal Engine, Ocarina of Time stuff that I'm like, that'd be really cool. But ultimately, I think a game that it's ripe for the picking. It's right there. I would love to see Chrono Trigger get like one of the 2D HD remakes that's floating around really popular right now.
Sure. I can see that. Bobby, you need to come over here
Why?
because that's where the waypoint is. Now you have to get over here with me and Empress Keitel.
Oh, okay. Well, hang on. There's a big
Okay, yeah,
Group down
now
here.
that's her stuff. Those are
Okay.
her boys.
All these
I think
fuckers look the same, Chase. I don't know if they're good or bad.
Wow, that's some racism right there.
No, it's they're all the
You can't just say all Cabal look the same, Bobby.
It's the
We progressed
Cabal.
past that.
Who should I shoot? Which ones?
The ones that don't have blue next to their names. Yeah, FF6 I think would be a solid one. Dude, we've gotten remakes of 3 and 4. I liked the remake of 3. I might be the only one who likes Final Fantasy 3 a lot, but we've mentioned it many times. I do not like the active time battle system, so having a Final Fantasy game that is strictly turn-based is way more my speed. I think I would like to see 5 before I see 6, but I also just really like job system stuff, so I'm a little bit more partial to 5 over 6. But I also haven't played all that much of 6, so that could also be one of the reasons.
So did
you answer, Robbie?
I said Chrono Trigger.
Oh, right.
Well, fuck. Here's what I was gonna say. I have found it a little funny, and this is me kind of like old man yelling at clouds, so just bear with me if you can. Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier, like, not really being into remasters, and you know that we've had many conversations in the casual hour, really around the launch of the PlayStation 4, when we started to see like the remakes and stuff, like dipping into the well, that sort of thing happening. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about Resident Evil 4, and I was scrolling through my Instagram feed and scrolling on Twitter, and I saw all these review threads for Resident Evil 4, and I just saw graphics from like IGN and other sources where it's just like Resident Evil 4 and then like a 10. And yeah. I'm like, of course this is a fucking 10. This game is not, this is the same fucking game that's been praised for decades at this point. Like, why on earth would we expect anything less, especially in the wake of Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes? And it just got me thinking a little bit about like how we rank and rate and review these remakes, which, yes, they've added some quality of life stuff too, but the story of Resident Evil 4 is the story of Resident Evil 4. Like, that's the thing here. And especially, like, I think about the 3 big games that have already come out this year that have been remade. You've got Metroid Prime, and you've got Dead Space.
Okay, hang on. That Metroid Prime was not remade. That was, I mean, they call that remaster, right? Like,
it's remaster.
Yeah,
yes.
Like, they're not the same thing. That's my point, is that game is essentially that game, just with slightly up-res graphics, and that is extremely different from what Capcom is doing with Resident Evil 4.
I think, well, not necessarily with 4, but 2 and 3, yes.
Really? You don't think they changed 4 pretty fundamentally?
No.
I mean, 4 already, the original one, was relatively fully formed, but they definitely changed some stuff. Like,
I'm not saying they're not changing things, but I think, goddamn, especially like considering what the significance of like combat overhaul and stuff for 2 and 3 were, where 4 always felt a little bit more unique in that sense.
And 4 is a modern video game, which is why we've talked in the past about, like, does that game actually need a remake? It is a modern video game, and I mean, I'm still of the mind that I don't think it needed a remake.
I mean, same could be said about Dead Space, you know.
And certainly the same could be said about The Last of Us, which
totally,
that game is way newer than any of the other games we've talked about so far.
I think that's just my whole thing. It's just like, that game is assuredly going to get a review, and it's going to get a score, and I just find that very strange. I don't know.
The thing that I've seen that feels strange to me is some people talking about how, but you get people who are doing, I guess this is harsher than I mean, but they're doing revisionist history of talking about the Resident Evil 4 remake and going, oh, they finally fixed it. Like, oh, it's what once was a terrible game with terrible gameplay and movement. Like, now finally we can play the real game. And
right.
Like, excuse me, that game, and to be fair, I have not played Resident Evil 4, but it's not because I don't think it's a good game. It's because I'm a little baby bitch when it comes to
Yikes.
Oh, you can't finish that guy. It's because I'm a little baby bitch when it comes to horror games. But I'm not over here saying that Resident Evil 4 played poorly. Like that's nuts. That's a nuts take.
I also think it's I want to say that what Jiggy's calling out here is cool from and again, preservation standpoint. Yeah, that's 100%, I think, an important call out. Like, yes, these games they're going to be coming to a new audience, which is super exciting. I think people are gonna like. I'm playing Dead Space for the first time, but I've not like been immune to its impact and presence and what that looks like for everything that's going on right now. But I do think ultimately reviewing that game is it's just an interesting thing to have to do. And I mean, have to do is a very strong way of putting it, but I think it's just funny that it's being reviewed as a brand new quantity. And like when we start to look at Game of the Year stuff, Johnny and I were talking just what does that look like? Like, yes, this game came out. Yes, it's a remaster, but would I put Dead Space like as my like Johnny's saying currently Dead Space is his Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And that's fair. It's very good.
So I've usually been of the mind, and Jiggy and I have done this for our top 25 games of a handheld system before, which I'm still looking forward to doing another one of those here real soon, Jiggy. But where I've said just porting a game to a console, I don't think is enough to say it deserves to be on a list of the best games of that console. Like I would feel weird about saying The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D is one of the best 25 best 3DS games, because yes, it came out on the 3DS. Yes, it has some quality of life stuff, but like that's not a 3DS game. That's a Nintendo 64 game that plays on a 3DS. Whereas something like Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia, that is a complete overhaul of Fire Emblem Gaiden. And also like a game that we didn't get in English before. So like this is, for us, this is kind of the first time we're getting to see this game. I don't know. It's a thorny situation. On one hand, I think the Resident Evil 4 remake is completely unnecessary. You should just port Resident Evil 4. It's already a great video game. It doesn't need to be remade in any way. On the other hand, I look at something like Shadows of Valentia and go, I was never going to play Fire Emblem Gaiden because that game is a little too archaic. But I really appreciate that they made a remake, that there are these new characters, or that I get to experience these characters that are new to me but old in general. It's tough business. I think if you're going to remake a game, I don't think there needs to be a specific cutoff, but I think I would say there needs to be, hey, if it didn't come out 3 consoles ago, then you can't remake it. What the fuck are you doing?
What's unnecessary, Jiggy? Oh no.
Why don't we do this now? Because if we don't, because I already know what's going to happen here. This is the end of the campaign. Let's not do the final fight before.
Well, I'm trying to do that.
Talking about some anime. Yeah, let's talk about some anime. Just make sure you're touching your mouse every once in a while so we don't accidentally.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Okay, Jiggy. Anime time. Give me a number between 1 and 28, please. He gives us number 9. Oh man. Oh Jiggy. Bobby, this one's funny because
there's nothing funny about anime.
Oh, fair enough. But I accidentally had this anime on here twice.
Oh no.
And I fixed it after the last recording that we did. And yet, even though it has literally half the chance of being picked now, it got picked the very next time. Isn't that funny? Isn't that a funny thing to happen?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. Bobby, I've not seen this anime.
Okay.
I don't know if I will see this anime, but it is, it's a fun one. Bobby, your anime came out January 10th, 2020.
Okay.
They didn't
Bad
know.
timing. Bad timing.
They didn't know, Bobby.
They had no pure souls.
Bobby, your anime. I did tell you we're not going to do genres anymore because I like the you winging it more.
Sure.
So Bobby, your anime, which came out January 10th, 2020, is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
Wait, say it again.
Toilet Bound, hyphenated, Hanako-kun, which is also hyphenated, but kun is a honorific for it just means like a boy. So Hanako is a boy.
Hanako is a boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get that from just the Japanese.
Yeah.
But
Toilet bound boy.
yeah. What's Toilet Bound Hanako-kun about?
Toilet bound Hanako. Is that how you say it? Hanako?
Hanako-kun.
Hanako-kun. Okay. That is about the fate of a pet goldfish. And there was a pet goldfish that a young boy's mother had seen not active in his room while he was away at school. And she unfortunately thought that his beloved pet goldfish had passed. And her plan was to flush said goldfish and then go and get another one before he was home from school, so he'd be none the wiser. This unfortunate circumstance led to a premature evaluation of said goldfish.
I don't think you can say phrases like premature evaluation. That's
What?
it sounds too close to something else.
Oh, sorry. I'm keeping this highbrow. I'm talking about anime right now.
Oh yes, of course, the highest of brows.
And hey, Jedi, what's up? And this goldfish realized that after this being in a very deep sleep, that it was being flushed down a toilet, and it began to.
Hey!
There it is.
Going on here?
It began to mid-flush try to swim backwards, but was sucked into the
current.
Against the current.
It's basically a trout.
And as it realizes what's happening, the entire series of anime starts with this poor goldfish's determination to swim through shit back towards the house to reunite with the boy. And in the midst of doing all,
homeward bound, but it's toilet bound.
And so, because there had been this secret agency illegally dumping into the sewer system, this fused with the goldfish when it hit a certain speed in the current, and it mutated, opened up a black hole portal, and it sent it off to another dimension. That dimension, it realized it was a bigger connected series of pipes and tunnels and whatnot. Long story short, because this is going for a long time, it figured out the right algorithm and tuned itself in and got back into the right pipe system, came back to the toilet only to realize there's another goldfish in the boys' room. That's the anime.
That's a beautiful story, Bobby.
Yes.
I would watch that anime. Unfortunately, that is not what this anime is.
I thought I had it.
I loved the goldfish idea. I think that's great.
Thanks.
Let me read you the synopsis, and then we'll get back to Destiny. The famous 7 wonders that every school seems to have are a staple of Japanese urban legends. One of the most well-known of these tales is that of Hanako-san, the ghost of a young girl who haunts the school's bathroom. I thought Hanako-kun was a boy in this. Well, we'll see. Kamome Academy has its own version of Hanako-san's legend. Rumors claim that if one successfully manages to summon Hanako-san, she will grant her summoner any wish. Lured by the gossip, many people have tried to call upon her, yet every attempt has failed. However, when Nene Yashiro, a girl hoping for romantic fortune, dares to summon Hanako-san, she discovers the rumored girl is actually a boy. Hey, see, I was right. I was right.
Yes, yes.
Hanako-kun's a boy. After a series of unfortunate events involving Nene's romantic desires, she is unwillingly entangled in the world of the supernatural, becoming Hanako-kun's assistant. Soon, she finds out about Hanako-kun's lesser-known duty, maintaining the fragile balance between mortals and apparitions. This anime has a pretty wild art style.
Oh, okay.
Maybe something that's worth looking up just to see how it looks. I think it's got a neat look to it.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a spirit who lives in a bathroom. And
That is, yes.
yeah, you know, hilarity ensues.
Duty.
Yes, it did. We did have to say duty, which is very well timed. Anyway, that's the anime for the day. Thank you, Jiggy. I'm so glad you were here to do that, and Jedi, I'm glad you're here to
Yeah,
witness it as
Jedi.
well.
Hope you've been well.
We've still got 27 more anime for Bobby to tell us about, and I'm looking
there's-
forward to hearing all about every single one of them. Someday.
There's always another stream, and there's always another anime.
Always another toilet.
Always another toilet.
All right, let's finish this campaign.
Yes,
Let's get this story done.
I'm
Bobby,
excited.
are you excited to see what the veil is? You're gonna get to see the veil.
I've heard a lot about the veil. People seem to be like, that seems like a very important thing that Bungie should have fleshed out to explain to all of us.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna figure out what it is, but you'll see it. You get to see it. That's something.
You do get to see it? Is that true?
Yeah, you absolutely do get to see it. In fact, Bungie released an image, a concept art image. Actually, I don't even know it's concept art. I think it might just be the thing. Like,
Is
the
that
model.
it?
There it is. Yep, there it is. Look at that. That's the veil.
That's the veil?
Yeah. You listen to Ghost. He said he doesn't know how to describe it. Yeah, no shit. Bungie didn't
This
either.
looks like something that the dude that sold me my first water bong was wearing.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, it gives me the same feeling that the Traveler does. So we know that the veil is connected to the Traveler in some way. But that's about it. So Bungie, for their part, has said we definitely have plans on explaining further what the what the
okay.
veil is, and we're like, And did you want to put any of that into your video game, or up here, Bobby? This actually. It was the hardest part in the game. The hardest part
know
of the
where to
campaign
go.
for me was figuring out where the fuck that little vent was, because I just kept running around and going, I don't know where we're going, what we're supposed to be doing here. But then once you got out of that, it all seemed fine.
They love Die Hard over there at Bungie.
There it is. Now we're even closer. Look at the veil.
This does not seem very powerful.
What do you mean? It's got like a whole base built around it, just to contain it, or whatever. I don't know.
Are they
Still
saying
know what it
they're
is.
saying it's related to the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ghost said it makes him feel similarly to the way the Traveler does, and the Witness seems interested in the veil, maybe as a way to get to the Traveler. We'll see more here at the end here. I guess for Jedi and Jiggy, if you don't want spoilers for the end of Destiny 2 Lightfall, probably look away. I suppose. You don't learn anything.
Oh god, that guy. Fucking Patrick from SpongeBob. Yes. It's 2 shining fingers for you tonight, Chase.
Oh, well. 3 more and I'll have a whole hand.
The monkey's paw of shining fingers.
Oh, Jesus.
Now that's an anime. Yes. Yes. Build it. I thought you said you didn't die from falling.
I didn't die from falling.
Yes.
You're not supposed to. Man, what a waste of casual coins. You guys could have done anything.
They already asked me about anime. What else is that? Yes.
We could keep asking about it. Okay, that's too many fingers. We have 6 fingers now, don't we? Or is that 5?
This is the Chat GBT monkey's paw.
Ugh.
Wait, hang on a second. Is that the bottom of the veil?
Yes.
It's just a jellyfish.
Some people have said it's like a fruit. Like these are like the roots of it coming out of it. I don't know.
I don't want none of that fruit.
It's not. It's a thing. Yeah, Bungie released like a promo image of it that just has the full thing, and it answers 0 questions.
Wow.
Where we go here?
Stories are hard, you know, Chase. That's a hard
It's
thing.
down here. They are, and you know, Bungie's very close to this game, obviously. Like they're the ones who
Yeah.
made it. So for them, maybe they innately just understand what the Veil is, and maybe it's just an oversight of we didn't understand, or we didn't see that you guys wouldn't have caught what this is. I find that hard to believe, though.
Yeah, man.
They're usually so detail oriented when it comes to this shit. Hey, you know who that guy is?
Hang on, I can't see him. Oh shit, is that he's dead, right?
We killed him. Well, we didn't kill him. We killed
Clearly.
the robot. We killed the robot version of him. Remember the raid, the Leviathan?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was
so
that-
this is the real Callus. I mean, this was what the story was about. The witness gave him all this dumb armor shit, and
Yeah.
now he's back.
He's big.
Yeah, he's a big boy. You want to go kill him?
Yeah, can I?
Yeah, let's do it. What's up, bitch?
He looks like he's wearing a bucket. Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah. Now here's the thing that I find a little bit lame is that Callus, even a robot version of Callus, was a raid boss. And
Yes.
this is a campaign mission that you could do solo. Feels a little weird defeating Callus. I mean,
This
spoiler
way.
here, we're gonna beat him. But yeah, like this guy, even a clone of him, was this giant raid boss, and now we just fight. Now we just 1v1 him. That seems a little.
Yeah, that seems strange.
I don't know. I mean, it's the story. What are you gonna do? It's tough to make choices about what counts as a raid boss versus what's a story thing. A lot of people are talking about the final shape, which will be the last yearly expansion for this saga of Destiny. They're being very careful not to say that Destiny 2 will end after this, but that's supposed to be the last part of this saga. And so what people are theorizing is that, oh well, you know, the witness, this guy that we've been fighting this whole time indirectly, he's going to be the raid boss for the final shape. And I'm thinking, I mean, I guess that would make sense from we need to get 5 of our buddies around so we can take this guy out for this big final offensive. But also, if the story is about us fighting the witness, don't you think we should fight the witness
Shit.
in the story? Like,
Yes.
I feel like it would be very weird if you left the biggest bad of Destiny in a raid that a fraction of your audience is going to play.
Right. Like, I know that the raid's important. I just wish they didn't make you have to go through the raid to get the lore.
Yeah. But then, like, what's your raid going to be about if you don't?
Totally.
have
No,
some lore?
yeah, 100%. Like,
Which is why I like something like Nezarek. Nezarek is not, directly part of this story, but he's a name you've heard about. He is a big bad in a way, and so I think he makes for a good raid boss. Somebody like Rolk from the last. Or I guess it's 2 raids ago. 1 raid ago. God, I'm very behind. But like that raid, we didn't really hear about Rolk until you get into the raid that he's in, and he's a pretty sweet raid boss.
Nice.
And he's just like another guy that the witness employed / imprisoned to be like another one of his general guys. Well, anyway, there goes Callus.
This is it? Oh god damn it. He becomes a fucking what are those guys? The butchers?
Yeah, I forgot what they
Ow.
call them.
He hits hard.
Gladiators or something.
Hell yeah. He's dead.
We did it. Yep. And now he's gonna do that.
Whoa, is he a tree?
Kinda, yeah. They've done this a little bit with some of the guys from the Witness, the Darkness Energy guys. By the way, you can stand on them if you want. You can do things like this. Yay!
Idle, we've done it.
Sitting on your head, bitch.
No more.
In his own chair.
You gave Cabal's end.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is pretty cool.
For myself.
I think this is a fun fight, even if
Do you guys
Yeah.
it feels a little weird to be fighting a guy who used to take 6 Guardians to kill, and that wasn't even the real him. I don't know.
Kidding.
And now we get a cutscene.
So that was the campaign. I can see how people would be pretty let down.
Yeah, I mean, here's a good part / here is also why people are let down.
No more running away.
That's his
Like,
daughter,
yep,
right?
That's that. Yeah, he's like, yep, that's my dad. He's dead now. And this piece of shit comes in.
Here comes Kevin Feige. What's up,
Yeah,
everybody?
Look what he says. He's like, the uglier they are, the harder they fall. Then he's like, right? And she's like, I'm
That's my dad.
also one of him. Like, if you called him ugly, I am also ugly, right? Like, what the fuck? And then this is all not great. Also very funny that you have the
Oh,
Game Boy
shit.
Ghost on here to make this even take a little bit of the tension out of the moment. This cursed Game Boy. What is it doing?
What gun is that? I don't have that gun.
That's the Kvastov. That's the original gun of Destiny.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I know. But there's a
God
big
damn it!
question.
Did I just lose my ghost?
Are you gonna shoot your own ghost? Was that? Are you gonna kill it and become like a normal thing? No, you're not. What do I got in my hands? It's a Game Boy.
It's a very good ghost.
It's a good ghost. It's just thematically a little.
It's already gonna be there. Let it stop the traveler. It's a
He's
good
like,
ghost.
Hey, did I do something wrong? What happened?
Come in.
Everything good? Nothing bad happened, right?
So my ghost was not aware that I was doing that.
Right. There was another point in the campaign where your ghost kind of gets possessed by the witness,
Huh.
and he like lets you into like some of the talkings that are happening between the witness and Callus. So
The witness is just out there.
Yeah. He's just like, yeah, I'm in space. Whatever.
Whoa.
But so now it's like, hey, I have the veil, or like I did something to the veil, and now I can do this to the witness. But again, none of this is actually being explained. And so like he cuts a triangle hole in the witness, and then
That looks like the veil.
I guess
That's
I mean,
exactly what the
yeah,
veil was.
Right, colorish wise, sure. And then he's like, yeah, okay.
Well, that would make sense though if they felt a similar energy. that there would be the same type of thing. That just looks like fucking
Right.
sacred
And
geometry.
it's not like he
Fucking
even cut,
Bungie's doing DMT.
yeah, I think Bungie's got way into fractals. But like, it's this triangle is on the outside of the Traveler. It's not like you even cut a hole in the Traveler and that's what's inside. It's not like that's the goop of the Traveler. He opened up some portal near the Traveler, and then he and all of the pyramid ships just fly into it, and that's it.
It's-
And
what
now
if-
and now and now
What if
you
it
get
was
to hear a
John
bunch of people
Popper
go,
on the inside of the Traveler? It was this fucking blues
there you
Traveler on the inside.
there you go. I think
It's
that'd
just
be good.
a fucking harmonica. That's all it is.
Maybe
and
you
a
can explain what
fisherman's
the veil
vest.
is.
Holy
But
shit.
yeah, and now you just get a bunch of people going like, "Oh, we've lost." I'm like, "How? How did we lose? What happened? Why did we lose? How did we lose? What happened? What happened?"
Because the witness went and drew one of those cool S's from the 90s on the side of the Traveler. That's what just happened.
And so now you go around and you talk to some more people, and they go, "Actually, we didn't lose. We're gonna still keep fighting." And I'm like, I don't know. It feels like we lost, but also I still don't understand why or how we lost. So
Do I not get a
okay.
cool gun for beating this?
No, God no.
Come on.
You get nothing. You stole fizzy lifting drinks.
Good day, sir. I said good day. I said triangle, actually.
I always wonder if people are gonna get that reference, because I love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
All right. I'm gonna let everybody on a little secret who's watching. I'm gonna make a new chat reward.
Okay.
I'm going to take anime like I do, and I'm going to mix.
Okay.
I said good day, but when he goes, I said, and a good day to you, sir. I'm gonna splice in Walter Sobchak with the same thing. I said good day, and a good day to you, sir. That's gonna be very good and dumb. That's
I bet
coming.
that'd be pretty good. I bet
That's
that'd be
coming.
pretty good.
Oh, dude.
That's destiny.
Sometimes you get the destiny, and sometimes the destiny gets you. Man, I was hoping that I would get some sort of little goodie from that. Let me go talk to Zavala. R.I.P. This is gonna be tender.
Yeah. I think it was really cool that there were a lot of tributes to him. I am not usually this person. When you get celebrity deaths, they kind of just roll off me because whatever. I didn't know that person. I'm not their friend. But for whatever reason, this one kind of got to me. And I saw on Twitter that people were coming up and doing emotes around him of like sitting down near him or like vigil stuff. And for whatever reason, it was like 3 p.m. on what was that, like?
Was that Friday?
Yeah, I guess. And I was like, I kind of want to do that.
Yeah, man.
So I ran up, I did it. There were a ton of people around doing the same thing. It was a neat.
That's going to be a
piece of
tough screenshot to top this year.
Yeah. It was a neat community thing, born out of a pretty rough thing.
I think I saw on Twitter that somebody made it's like for the community, but it's a 3D print that you can put into your 3D printer, and it's Zavala with a shield. And I can't remember if it's his face or if they put Lance's face on it. But I thought it was a really cool thing that they were doing.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I've for pilot program, The Wire is something I would like us to watch. I think it'd be a good excuse for me to rewatch that. And this feels like a good reason to revisit that. We have no plans to revisit it anytime super soon, but it's one I'd like to do. And then maybe the dumbest thing I've done is I have loaded up on YouTube the Quantum Break full game movie.
Okay.
I don't want to play Quantum Break, but maybe I'll watch the show / cutscene part of the game. I don't know. That seems like a dumb thing to do, right?
No, because I think the writing that's probably pretty fucking solid.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, R.I.P. to Lance. He was a good dude. I believe he is in He is in the 4th John Wick that's coming out later this month.
Well, I read that he was online playing Destiny the night before he passed.
Yep. He really loved this game.
Yeah.
Loved being part of it. We're gonna miss him a lot.
Yep, he was a cool dude, and I'm a huge Horizon fan, and he was an awesome character in that. And Guerrilla's been paying some tribute to him as well. There's been there's a cool last line similar to some of the dialogue he's had here, but I don't know what they're gonna do there because Silence is Lance. Like they're full motion capture, modeled after one another. So I'm very curious how they approach that.
I think this is going to be, again, it's born out of a sad thing, and I don't want to talk about the commercial aspects of it too much because that feels a little crass. But I think his death is going to lead to some solidification of what do you do with an actor. With a likeness after death when it comes to a video game. Like Silence, you're right. Like that's not a guy you can recast.
Right.
And even if you did get a different voice for him, it feels weird still having the character in there, the model. Like, is there still some royalty stuff around that? I don't know. When it comes to Destiny, like this is a live service game. Are there points where his voice license, his likeness license run out and you have to take him out of the game in some way? I've seen some other people talk about, well, they could keep Zavala in as a character and just not have him voiced anymore, so he can, and they've done this with other characters too, that hey, you can't get the voice actor back for this season, so you have, I don't know, Eris Morn there, but she just doesn't say anything. She's just around and can react while events are happening. She just doesn't have a line. You could absolutely do that, I guess, with Zavala, but it is weird because he is such an important character when it comes to people who talk in your ear about things.
Right.
So I don't know. They could get a sound alike or just a different person entirely, but that would also feel weird. We'll have to see. But
yeah, I know we get that Horizon DLC next month, and I have to imagine that there'll be something with Silence in that. So maybe they even like kind of set up for what the future could look like. Maybe it's done. Maybe he goes away. I doubt it. But we'll see. And the other one too was Kevin Conroy. I was thinking about him and Batman.
Yeah, sure. And it feels weird because one, we're talking about in the grand scheme of things, crass business decisions that, again, dude just died on Friday. Why are we having that conversation?
100%.
It should be more a celebration of his life. But at the same time, especially for a game like Destiny, this game is built to keep going.
Yes.
All the time. It's not like, it's different from a game even like Horizon, where they have a lot of time to think about how they want to deal with that, and can make some contingencies. Zavala has to say something next week. In fact, they almost assuredly have voice lines for him written for like the next month or so. And are you going to play those? Is it good to play those? Is it bad to play those?
I'll also just call out like
time.
the Bungie's no stranger to changing voice actors, and there's been a lot around that with this game. You've had, Peter Dinklage started off with this, and they moved away to Nolan North, and there's been like that was fine. I think it definitely caused a stir, but it'll be interesting to see what they do. Like I feel they'll do something.
And
cool.
that one felt different in one. I don't think people were in love with the Peter Dinklage voice. I liked it, even though he was definitely disaffected. But also he's playing a little fucking robot. Like I think you're allowed to sound disaffected at that point. So I didn't have a problem with the performance, but I think Bungie realized real quick, oh god, this is the thing that talks to your guardian maybe the most of anybody. We should get a guy who we can get relatively easily. Dinklage is not going to come back and start recording voice lines for you every single week in perpetuity. Nolan North will. Nolan North is going to take that paycheck. Dinklage has other shit he wants to do. So it is very funny how that one evolved.
yeah.
But I think that was a more understandable thing. It's like, yes, we know we can't get this guy week in and week out. It's too expensive. His schedule's too busy. What if we just recast the character and it's fine? It's not a big deal. I don't think you can do that with Zavala. I think I don't think people would riot exactly, but I don't think you'd get people to accept a new Zavala voice.
Right.
Yeah, it's a weird situation they're in, but again, it's all secondary to wanting to just celebrate and appreciate Lance himself and what he meant for the game and the community and all that stuff. So
I need your help.
yeah.
I need to pick an aspect for Strand. I think you were saying that the Warlock's a little broken. Do you happen to know?
It's got some really good builds to it. One, our faces are over the aspect, so you'll need to tell me. You'll need to tell me what they do.
So this is the Mind Spun. This will allow me to. Let's see here. Which one? Oh, I can consume it to activate
Consume your grenade to get the threadlings around you.
Final blows while Weaver's Trace is active create a suspending detonation.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then
What's
the
other
one
do?
I
mean, eventually, here's the thing. Eventually, you're going to get both. It's just which one do you want first?
This one is cast your rift to weave 3 threadlings and deploy any threadlings you have perched.
That one's pretty cool.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. So the threadlings are you've seen the threadlings. The little...
I can get this one too. Actually, I can get both.
Oh, you can just get them both. Okay. You might not be able to have enough for the fragments, because now once you finish the campaign here, you have to get a bunch of currency that you get just by playing the game, to be able to afford the fragments and the other grenades as part of the build. But yes, you can put on both the aspects now. One of the cool things with the Warlock is that with these threadlings, which are like the little green spider guys that come out and do damage to enemies, only the Warlock can do this. But when they throw out threadlings, if there aren't any enemies around, the threadlings will come back to you and they will perch on your shoulder, which means you kind of just save them up. I think you can save up to 5. You can kind of save them up, so then the next thing you attack, then they'll all go scatter and go after those enemies, which is pretty cool. So just anytime you can cast down your rift, get 3 threadlings to run out, and if they don't find anything immediately, they'll just jump back on you.
That's cool.
There's also a threadling grenade that does a similar thing. So you can get to a point as a warlock where you're just throwing down a ton of threadlings and then saving them for the next fight.
You're almost like a mancer at that point in time.
A little bit, yeah. You're just kind of controlling this army, and there are other things. There's a new exotic for the warlock that makes getting more of those threadlings easier. There's some kind of dirty stuff you can do with the threadlings in the game. And the other classes can do threadling stuff too, just not as effectively as the warlock can.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense. I mean, considering they're kind of a wizard, like they should be able to do a little bit more with that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe that I beat the campaign. That's let's see here, Master Strand, cover lost power.
What's your power level at this point?
Let me see here.
It seemed like you just took everything in stride.
I am 738, but maybe a little bit higher now that I have this helmet.
Why don't we finish this off with 1 strike? How's that sound?
Yeah, that's fine.
You're not going to be powerful enough for a nightfall, but you can do like a regular strike. Should be just fine.
Okay. Give me a
have to pick
second
it
here.
up.
Yeah, that's fine. Just give me 1 quick second. Okay, got that. All right, strike. Let's get a strike picked here. Unfinished business, Hall of Heroes. and get a reward. It says. Looks like I get an exotic gun. I'll check that out later on.
That might be the strand sidearm, and if that's the case, that is you need to unlock every piece of strand first to be able to
Okay.
unlock that.
Got it. Vanguard. Let's see here. PvE playlist. Is that just the playlist? Is that the one I should do?
Yep.
Okay. That sounds cool. Hey, you hit 7. Congrats.
I did. Yes, I did a.
Did
I
you finally?
cheesed the shit out of a solo legend lost sector and was able to get it done. Oh, by
Nice.
the way, since it's not that time for us, but it is for him. Let me be one of the first to congratulate Pierce Corshane. Happy birthday, buddy!
Hey, happy birthday,
Friend
dude.
of the show. Jiggy, it's his birthday on your time as well. Not for us. We still have a half hour until it's officially the Pierce Corshane birthday day. But for those of you on the East Coast, happy birthday, Pierce.
Happy birthday, Pierce. You are a good dude.
We're going to the moon.
You know I like a good moon.
Okay, this is the actual strike. They added in the some of the battlegrounds from the previous seasons. Stuff
Okay.
that I don't think you played with, but they've added some of those to the strike playlist. So there are technically a lot more strikes now,
Oh, cool.
which, kind of keeps things fresh a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Let me make the screen bigger. Hang on. There we go. The gunplay still feels very good. Like, that's not changed at all. This new subclass is cool. I just was overall let down by the story. I didn't have a ton of expectations, but still kind of a bummer.
I think that is a fair thing to feel, and that is what many people are feeling.
Yeah, stories, they're tough, but they've been telling the story for a long time now, and I think that they should consider this is a very big update, and they should maybe give a little bit more insight to what the fuck's going on with people they care about.
Yeah, and they've been doing some kind of damage control-y stuff. Joe Blackburn, who is the game director of Destiny 2 at this point, now that Luke Smith has kind of moved on to
I don't think I knew that.
well, Luke Smith's still there. It's just that he's doing, the other media stuff, the Destiny TV shows and
Oh, yeah.
comic books and other stuff they've been working on in like an extended universe sort of way. Now Joe Blackburn is the guy who is doing like the day-to-day stuff on the video game. He was on a recent podcast where he talked a little bit more about how people are reacting to the season. He mentioned the thing about the Veil of like, yes, we have more that we want to tell about the Veil, and we will get there. It's just not. It's something that was supposed to be more of a mystery this season. That's at least what they're saying. Again, that feels very convenient, I suppose. It still feels like it was an afterthought. But he talked about a few things, and he's a dude who loves Destiny and plays the game all the time. So I don't know. They've got a ton of good people there.
Yeah. They will figure it out, I'm positive.
and I think there are still a lot of great things about this season. I think the build crafting this season is really good. The way they've changed the loadout stuff. There's so many. I have seen more people making builds like on YouTube, and not only making builds, but making builds and then having me go, oh, I'd like to try that. And the way they have streamlined the system for just seeing the icons of people's builds and being able to make them in game is easier than ever. So I've like this build that I'm using right now with the Titan. I'm a Void Titan. There's it's using stuff that I haven't used in the game before. Like it's a lot about using finishers. It's also Void. Void is like my least favorite subclass in Destiny, and there's this build looks so much fun when this YouTuber was talking about it. I was like, I need to try this, and I can very easily remake the build and now just save it as one of my loadouts, and so I don't have to change my entire game every time I want to try this.
That's
and
great.
spend like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes tinkering around with the build to get it just right. I can just have this saved and switch to it anytime I want with basically a button press. It's such a nice quality of life thing, and I'm so glad they've done it. I'm so excited about trying out builds now.
That's awesome, man.
So that's
I'm looking
that's
forward to
great.
setting up some of those. I think will be really cool.
And like we mentioned, Strand I think is really fun. But there's a lot to love here. It's just that the story is not really one of those things.
Yeah. Oh, this was the big strike from this expansion. This was a big deal, man. We ran this thing a lot.
Keep, yeah. Mm-hmm. All this Red Keep stuff with the new castle on Mars, and it's
Yeah.
kind of variation of the Hive. I remember people were not the biggest fans of this season when it came out.
Shadowkeep? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't bad, but I just remember people not being excited. I mean, I think Destiny players in general, and also the people who more casually play Destiny, I think they run into this, I guess like fallacy would be what I call it, where
Sure.
people seem to like this narrative that there is one good Destiny expansion, and that's the good one, and Destiny was never good except this one time. So for Destiny 1, it was the Taken King.
Yeah.
Remember when Taken King came in and fixed everything? And
Yep.
then that was just the narrative. And there were other expansions that I thought were good, but you really only had people going on and on about, oh, well, it's no Taken King. And I think you get that here with Forsaken, is that Forsaken did a similar thing of, oh, Forsaken fixed Destiny 2. And then everything after that is, well, this doesn't have as much content as there was in Forsaken, or the story isn't doing the things that Forsaken's story was doing.
Right.
And I get that. Like, it was an exciting time in the game back then. They brought random rolls back to weapons. They brought in a lot of new systems. They added new areas. There was all sorts of secrets and things to find. But I still grade Destiny on a holistic curve where, yes, the stuff from this newest season might not be too perfectly to the people's tastes, but it still has this shooting.
Right.
It still has this gameplay, and so yes, was the stuff specifically from this season the best? Not exactly, but is the game still fun to play on a day-to-day basis? Absolutely. even when Destiny is bad, Destiny is good.
Yeah, it's like pizza.
Except for emos.
Except for emos, because that's very bad.
That's not even pizza. Yeah, I don't know. I have gone back and forth many times. We've talked about it quite a bit about how 2017 when this game came out,
Yep.
and this was what I called my game of the year. And some days I'm like, yeah, absolutely, it was my game of the year. Like, what else could it have possibly been if not Destiny? Look, I'm still playing this game in 2023. And then other times you're like, man,
It was Destiny 2.
why would, yeah, it's like, why did I put this as my game of the year? I could have picked anything else. I mean, you didn't have that problem. You had Breath of the Wild, so it was pretty easy to say, like, well, that's the
It was a
one
hell
I
of a
like.
year. Hell of a year. We'll see how this year goes, man. I think that this could be a pretty big one.
It could be. I haven't really gotten anything that has stuck super out to me other than Fire Emblem Engage. And while I really like Fire Emblem Engage, I feel like at the moment it's kind of my game of the year by default.
Yeah.
Because I just don't feel like I've seen a lot of games that I would call competition for it.
What's your next like big game this year? Like, what are you most excited for?
Well, funny because we talked about all the remake shit and how I don't care about remakes too much, but it absolutely is
Advanced War.
Advance Wars. Yeah,
Yeah. That's soon.
it is. It's, you know, barring any new wars, that should be next month. Yeah, I love Advance Wars, and I've been meaning to play the original. I've been wanting to go back and play Advance Wars 1 for quite a while now, and told myself, well, if they're already having a remake come out, you might as well just wait and play the remake.
Yeah.
And then that whole thing happened, and you know, I've just continued to
Hold out.
wonder when I'm gonna get to play that game. So I'm pretty excited to get back to Advance Wars in general.
Yeah.
Even if I think I would be just as happy playing that game with the original GBA version, rather than a Switch remake. But you know, if you're gonna put a remake in front of me, and if Nintendo's not going to put the original Advance Wars on the GBA Nintendo Switch Online service, because why would they at this point? That would
Yeah,
be
they're
the dumbest thing
absolutely
could
not
do.
going to.
They might eventually, but certainly not anytime soon. Yeah. So if that's the only way to play that game in a more modern context, on a modern system, then I guess I'll do that. But also, I think what I'll probably end up doing, unless I just get really sick of Advance Wars, which I don't necessarily see happening, is I might play those games back to back. I might go 1 and 2 Reboot Camp right into replaying the old games on the Analog Pocket, and just kind of
Sure.
getting that direct comparison and just see how it is.
Yeah, I'm very curious about it. I did not like Wargroove that much. I'm curious what they might do differently in Wargroove 2.
Yep.
But I think Advanced Wars is going to scratch an itch for me
Yeah.
that I like in those games.
And Wargroove's interesting because we didn't play that post-patch. I know they patched that game at one point and changed up quite a bit of it.
Oh, okay.
Like rebalanced that game quite a bit to make the difficulty curve much smoother. And there's been a big part of me that's gone, man, I should go back and play the original Wargroove and see if it's actually more to my taste now, because it might be.
Yeah. I mean, you have it.
I do. So we'll see. Maybe someday.
Totally.
Here she comes.
Ashladun, daughter of Crota.
Oh, damn, I'm down.
No, you're not.
Thank you. Man, you remember how broken those pants for the hunter used to be?
All the time. That was the time I loved playing Hunter.
Oh my god, dude. It was so broken.
You're just chaining supers back and forth. Yeah.
Yes.
It was awesome. What a time. I heard there was another YouTuber that was talking about I guess there's a new way in this season where you could get something that let you get supers relatively quickly, and like, oh yeah, you're able to get supers within like 2 minutes. It's so fast. It's maybe the fastest we've ever had it. And they're like,
Nope.
no. I remember chaining and supers and just getting them instantly. That's not the same thing.
Oh yeah, it was like immediately.
So Bobby, go to your like hit the, well, I guess hit this one. Hit this one for me. Whatever it is for you. You get into, or just get out of that. Get to the,
Oh yeah.
I want you to get to the commendation screen. Yeah. So now this is one of the new things. You get to this kind of final part. You can go, oh, I thought Bobby was very thoughtful, and I can give you a commendation based on that.
Nice.
This system's
cool.
a little bit busted, in that I don't think it really tells you anything. Also, you want to make sure we back out. We're not going to do another strike. The idea is that it was supposed to tell you something about like what your guardian is. So when you look at like, go up to my nameplate there.
Ah, I see it. The breakdown.
Yeah. So like green is supposed to be ally stuff. Yellow is supposed to be mastery, I think. Red is fun, and blue is leadership. Now it's weird because you only get certain options for commendations in different activities. So like in strikes, you only get fun or ally. So you only get the red or green ones. In Gambit, you get just mastery, just orange and red, I think. I can't remember what you get in Crucible. But like you're not going to get all of these different ones in all of these different types of activities, and and also it's just kind of like, it's not like there's going to be negative commendations to say, hey, you should stay away from this player. He disconnects early, or he talks a bunch of shit in chat. So it's only just ever positive stuff, and the breakdown I don't think really tells you anything. And maybe the worst thing, if you go to the just the map of the tower,
Yes.
and you go over to Hawthorne.
Yep.
So she should have that blue icon there. That's the one. So you have to go back to her. There you go. So it says like, hey, you have to give so many commendations, or you get so many commendations in a week to get your pinnacle for the week from her. Or the powerful one from her. And so all it's done is incentivized people to use the system, not to actually say what they feel, but to give as many commendations as you can to satisfy the system, to get your reward, to get your treat. They also have linked your guardian score, your guardian rank. So you saw that I was at 7, you're still at 6, I believe.
Yep.
Like they've linked that, some part of that, to your commendation score as well. So you're just out there basically begging people to give you commendations, and you're giving commendations as well, because the game is incentivizing you to, instead of you wanting to because that player was actually deserving of a commendation. So like if not saying that I was, but if you thought in that strike, damn, Chase did a great job. He really pulled out that super at the time that we all needed it. I think he deserves a commendation for that. That's not the thinking that you're doing while playing the game. The thinking that you're doing while playing the game is, I need to give as many commendations as possible because that's the only way I get the loot. And it just kind of, I think it's a bad system. I think it's got some ideas of a good system in there, but I think ultimately it's kind of a failure of a system, and it doesn't do what it sets out to do. And also, like, it worked out there in that strike because it gives you like 30 seconds before the next activity starts. In Gambit, they give you like maybe 10 seconds, and it's really easy to just miss the window to do commendations. If you like got a piece of gear at the end of the Gambit game, it's like, oh, I want to check out that gear. And then, oh wait, I was supposed to give commendations to one done, and like, well, fuck, I guess I just missed out. So I don't think it's a perfectly good system right now. I hope they make some tweaks to it. They already made some tweaks for the Guardian ranks where they went, oh, we made the commendation scores way too high. We brought them down a little bit more, so now you don't have to get as many commendations to get to the next rank because it is basically just all arbitrary. So hopefully they continue tweaking that and change the system a little bit, because right now it's just not working as they would want it to.
Sure.
Anyway.
Well, Chase, this was a lot of fun. We got to play some Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Looking ahead for the rest of the week, we got some other fun things for you. Tomorrow, there's a quick look going up for a prologue of a game that we'll be talking about in just a few weeks for Ash of the Gods, The Way. There's a free prologue on Steam right now. This is a sequel to...
Pretty cool game.
It looks very cool. It wants to be the Banner Saga very bad in a lot of ways. So that should basically let you know what you're getting in for. We've got a pretty straightforward what you've been playing episode this Wednesday night. Thursday, a game that I'm really enjoying called Terraformers. It's a very chill, Terra Nil-esque, Dorfromantic-esque, turn-based card deck building city builder on Mars. It's really neat. We got a quick look for that as well. And then I'm very excited. I've had a hell of a go with that new Diablo. I like it quite a bit. And I've leveled up all the way my Barbarian, started with the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer is a ton of fun. It blows the Barbarian out of the water. But the class I was most interested in checking out is the Druid class. That goes live this Friday for the next beta, which is an open beta, so anybody can just check it out this weekend. But also the Necromancer, which has been my favorite class to play as. So I'm going to test out both of those this weekend, and I should have a definitive answer Friday night when we stream the Diablo 4 beta on who my main is going to be the first playthrough of Diablo 4 in June.
Nice.
So a lot of fun stuff this week to check out. You can do so by going to our link tree, which is right here. If it would type Bobby, you idiot. And then Chase, you've got some stuff to share as well. What are you up to?
Yeah, a couple things. One, there's a new episode of Pilot Program out there. It is on. Oh God, what did we do? What was the last? Archer. That was it. So we have a new episode of Pilot Program on the TV show Archer. That was fun for Pierce and I to go back to and to analyze a TV show that we both liked a lot back in its day, and how we feel about it now, even though that show is weirdly still going. Kind of nuts. Also, I teased a little bit in the middle here, but Jiggy and I have been talking and scheduling out a new episode of Gamers on the Go, which hasn't happened for a while. So we'd like to, we've done some of our top 25 games of a specific system. I think we want to do another one of those. If you've listened to any of the other ones, you know what it's going to be, because we basically have one system left that we can do. So we're going to do that. Probably do that. We'll see. I don't know if that'll be before PAX East or after PAX East. I guess it's up to Jiggy, honestly.
Damn.
And no, you don't want to put him on the spot. So whenever we can do that, that'll be great. That'll be on gamersonthego.com. So cool stuff there. I'm still arguing, discussing. Having a fun time with Avermedia about a capture card.
What's going on there now?
They didn't respond to my last email, so I sent them a completely new ticket today, and we'll see if they respond to that. I don't know. So it'd be nice to get a capture card in this PC, so I could start, or I could go back and do more of my SteamWorld Heist playthrough, and then move on to other games that I'm extremely excited to do for Chasey K Plays, but I need to get the SteamWorld Heist off my back, and to do that I need a functioning capture card, or I just need to do it on my laptop. But I've got this nice PC, I want to be able to use it, right? So we'll see. We're still working on it, but all of those things are somewhere in various forms of the hopper and being done.
Yeah, that seems very weird to me.
Yeah.
Well, good
also,
luck there.
Exciting news. I finished that. I finished that fucking model kit thing. Hated it. That was such a bad model. Those like books, like here, I'll just do it. I'm sorry, Bobby.
Okay.
I know this is running long and we want to go home, but
yes.
I need to show the people.
Okay. What do we got here, Chase?
Add him back. So I got one of those. This is called the Sakura Densai thing. So it's like a model kit. It's like a book that goes into your bookshelf, but then on the inside, it's look at that. It's like a Japanese neighborhood thing. It's a cool looking little thing. It's also got like a working light, so I can turn these lights off and on with little batteries. It's cool. It's made out of wood and paper and shit. It's neat. It looks great in photos. It's just a bitch to build. It's such a piece of shit to build. So many tiny little wooden pieces, so many things that broke on me in various ways. A lot of gluing. I did not expect to have to glue a bunch of stuff. I thought it's not like a Gunpla where it all just kind of snaps together. Some of it does, but some of it's like, oh no, you need to glue this. It's fucking bitch to put together. So I'm glad I'm finally done with that and can get back to my true love of building the Gabura Tetra, which I did over the weekend. Oh, the Gabura Tetra is so good. Or I can show you this.
Chase,
I know.
I'm ending the stream.
I got a new
That's great. Kit. I love you. We're
it's the
done.
Engage Zero. It's the Engage
We're
Zero.
done.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Everybody,
so I'm looking forward to building those things.
Have a
Bye,
good
JP.
night. Bye.